Hey, Dr. Aziz here, and I just read this question on Quora that says, how can a person develop self-esteem? And I really like some of the answers people are giving. Like Alex says, really focusing on the basics, taking care of your body, eating right. And I love Credo's response about having a vision for how you want to be. And Guido talked about, focusing on things that you can achieve. And I think these are all great tips. And I just want to add a few really key distinctions. And the first is that self-esteem is absolutely something that you can build. And hands down, the most important thing that you need to do to build your self-esteem is to pay attention to how you speak to yourself in your own mind. Because nothing can destroy your self-esteem like how you talk to yourself. We think that it's like, well, I'm going to achieve this or get that, and then I'll feel good about myself. But the reality is that you can achieve something and still feel terrible about yourself. I mean, I used to do this for years where I would be excelling at something, but in my mind it would say, that wasn't good enough. Not everyone there liked you. You didn't get 100% on that. You could have done that better. You suck. And so we can achieve greatly but still have low self-esteem. And if you think about it, your self-esteem, is like a cup. And every time you say something really critical to yourself and discount yourself, and you're basically taking a shot and it's shooting a hole in that cup, and the water just starts leaking out. Your self-esteem just oozes out, and you're left with feeling pretty low and pretty bad about yourself. So the first thing you have to do is catch that sniper. You have to commit to being on your own side and not criticizing yourself. Saying, this is not going to help me to criticize myself, and that's the biggest lie of them all, right? It's like, well, I got to criticize myself to get better. That's not how it works. We get better by building on our successes. So identifying what you did well that day and acknowledging it is going to help you improve your self-esteem a lot faster than finding the 50 things that you didn't do good enough. So that'll be the first thing I'd really recommend, is focus at the end of each day. What are 3 things that I did really well today? And they don't have to be big achievements like moving mountains. It could be, I woke up early. Some of the stuff that Alex here was suggesting. Maybe you made a good meal for lunch, and you just validate yourself for that. Like, hey, I took care of my body today. And finding 3 little things that you did that you can be proud of and practicing those. One other thing I want to share about building self-esteem is you have to know your value. You have to know what's good about you. You have to know your strengths. Because I bet you, whoever asked this question, and so many of us can relate to this, right, about low self-esteem, I bet you can come up with 10 things that you don't like about yourself like that. You can just list them off. You can just rattle them off. But if I ask you, what are 3 things that are good about you? What are 3 strengths that you have? You might say, none. And I've done this a lot with people, and if I push them and say, no, come on, really, give me something, they'll say, I don't know, I'm good at cooking, I guess. Right? And notice the facial expressions, like so much doubt, almost like there's no way that could be true. And so what we have to do is we have to identify the strengths, but then really give ourselves permission to feel and own them. And so that's another key important thing, is to come up with, what is your list of strengths? What is good about you? What is valuable in you? And list them out and then start to own them. And the fastest way to do that is to say the phrase, I am. So if you wrote down intelligent, say, I am intelligent. And if you really want to take this to the next level, say, I am intelligent, and I know this because, and then just fill in the blanks. Come up with something. I am intelligent. I know this because I got good grades in school. And what you're doing there is a little subtle trick, whereas if you say the word because, your mind automatically takes it in as more true. So you're kind of tricking your mind into believing that it's true. The most important thing here, though, is to just keep working on this stuff and keep practicing it. And if you do that, you can build your self-esteem. It's absolutely something that you can grow over time. So I hope this helps you, and let me know how it goes for you.